Hi everybody, me again. So a couple questions people have asked me, and so I'm gonna hopefully try to address those for you in this video. So the first question that I asked was a follow-up from the video that I posted about how to make your own hand sanitizer. Apparently aloe is in short supply, as is rubbing alcohol, and some people have asked about using drinking alcohol as a substitute for the isopropyl or the rubbing alcohol. So I did a little research, and it turns out you can use grain alcohols, so vodka, whiskey were two that were mentioned, and also Everclear, whatever that is, I'm not sure. Anyway, but you can use those grain alcohols as a substitute for rubbing alcohol. However, you have to check the alcohol content. So it has to have a 70% alcohol by volume minimum in order to be an effective disinfectant. So what that means for your bottle, it has to be 140 proof minimum. Some of your alcohols will have an odor. For example, vodka does not have an odor, so that might be the preferred grain alcohol to use for your hand sanitizer, because I don't know how good that would be for you to walk around smelling like rum if you have to go to work or you have to go in public for any reason. Being odorless would probably be the best thing, and I don't know that essential oils will cover the smell of rum. Just don't know. So there's that. The next thing that someone asked me was, even though we are doing social distancing, and I'll talk to you about what that is and why it's so important, can they still go outside? So the answer to that question is yes, but. So yes, of course, you still can go outside, let the children go outside, let them get fresh air, let them get sunshine, but you have to keep them away from other people. So if you have a backyard, let your kids run around in the backyard and wear themselves out. That will be great. Do not take them to play dates or to play parks and let them get on equipment and such things, because what we know so far is that coronavirus can survive on surfaces, and so it may be on the surface of your playground equipment, and so we don't want those kinds of exposures. You also can take walks around your neighborhood, walks around your local park, so long as you are not engaging in close contact with another person. Social distancing is requiring at least a 6-foot distance between you and another person that is not in your household. So, like I said, no play dates, no sleepovers, even though the kids are out of school and probably driving y'all crazy by now. Just don't do those things, but do continue to go outside and get fresh air and get exercise, because it is good for you. It is a stress reliever, and we all need sunshine. The next question that I was asked about social distancing, what it is and why do we have to do it. So do you all remember, or I'm sure you all have seen, where people will stack dominoes, and then you'll hit the first domino and make all of the other dominoes fall over and maybe make a neat pattern or picture or something like that? Same thing with the spread of disease, particularly viral diseases. So one domino, one infected person coming in contact with another domino, another person spreads the disease. However, if you've ever tried to do this domino trick, you know that you have to have your dominoes lined up completely perfectly, because if one is out of whack or out of alignment, then the rest of the dominoes won't fall over. So that is what essentially social distancing is. You want to be that domino that is out of alignment, so that way you can prevent the spread to other dominoes or other people, as it were. So I hope that that's kind of clear. I'm sure you all have heard terms along with the social distancing about flatten the curve. What is that exactly? So What we are talking about when we mention flatten the curve is the number of symptomatic people who will present to hospitals around the country and around the world and potentially overwhelm the hospital systems. So as you all know, there are a limited number of ventilators in every country. There are a limited number of ICU beds. Unfortunately, this coronavirus outbreak is happening during cough, cold, flu, and pneumonia season. So during this time of year, hospitals are already full and some operating at capacity because of flu and pneumonia cases in particular. So then we add in the coronavirus and people who are sick with that and need ventilators. You can understand how very quickly things can become at capacity, over capacity. So when we talk about flattening the curve, that means to flatten or to reduce the number of infected and affected individuals, people that are symptomatic and need inpatient hospital care, so that way we don't overwhelm the hospital system. So that's very, very important, because as you all have been following the news, and I hope that you have, you see that our friends in Italy are experiencing what happens when the curve is not flattened. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues are having to make very devastating decisions about who gets access to care, because there isn't enough to go around for everyone to be treated. And as a physician, just thinking about that just really just breaks my heart, because all of us go into medicine so that we can help everybody. And the thought of having to choose who I help and how I can help them and who I don't help, it's just a devastating decision to have to make. And I don't know how they are getting through that. But of course, to all of my friends in Italy, peace and love to you all. Y'all are on the front lines and just working in hell, and I just pray for you all every day. I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, please feel free to hit me up and let me know. Thanks. Be well, be safe, wash your hands, stay away from people. Bye.